Hey guys, I'm Ava, and let's talk about Pokemon. Today, we're going to be talking about 5 ETBs that I think right now are at a very good price, that I think that the downside risk is fairly minimal. So these are going to be the 5 ETBs that I am either buying right now or I would be buying if I didn't already have them in my collection. And you know, it's interesting to look at this because some of these I wish I had waited to buy until now because I probably could have gotten a slightly better deal. Now remember, this again is not financial advice, so don't ever buy things that you can't afford and don't feel pressured to buy things that I recommend in this video. Really, you should be buying whatever you're comfortable with and whatever is the thing you really want to buy. This video is more so if there are things you're considering buying, maybe now could be a good time, and just reminding of people things that have gotten a lot cheaper recently. So the first thing we have to talk about is something that we talk about a lot, and I always just want to bring it up to remind people again, which is going to be Pokemon Center ETB. So this is number 5. This list isn't really in any particular order, but I wanted to get this one out of the way because we talk about it so much. But you know, it always needs to be said again. So Pokemon Center ETBs are going to be on this list. Honestly, I think any one that you're buying for MSRP is okay. Personally, I'm only buying ones that I can get at MSRP. I think I have all of the ones that are in stock at the Pokemon Center website, which is actually a surprising amount. You can go check those out for sure. I would recommend buying from there because you'll always get the best price on these from the Pokemon Center website. And it's very unlikely for me to imagine these going below MSRP anywhere else because the Pokemon Center is the only official retailer where you can get them. And I think that is a great way to help ensure you're getting the best deal. It gives me a lot of peace of mind knowing that there probably isn't anyone else getting a better deal somewhere. So that just helps me feel more confident in that purchase. And again, we've talked about the rarity and all of the potential upside for these products. So given that they're not likely to end up being much cheaper in the future, I'm very comfortable purchasing these because they are things I want for my collection. And I do think that they have some long-term potential. I'm personally not buying any of the ones that are over MSRP. I don't have the Evolving Skies ones in my collection just because I was not able to get them at MSRP. I am, however, holding out hope because some of these have come back in stock after going out of stock. I'm thinking of the Fusion Strike one in particular, but I am hoping for a reprint, and if it doesn't come, maybe I will buy these down the line, even if it's more than MSRP, but for right now, I don't want to risk my money, and I'd be happy to pay a little more in the future and buy things that I think that I can get the lowest price for now with confidence. So the 4th item on this list has to be the Darkness Ablaze ETB, right? So we all know that this product was incredibly expensive. It was going for well over $100, which is insanely expensive, but it did get a massive reprint. And that is why I'm recommending it right now, because it has gotten so much more affordable. It was going for, I believe, as low as you could have potentially found it even for $32, $32 to $35, but now it is back up to around $38, at least on TCG Player. So what that suggests to me is the price is beginning to creep back up. Now, I don't know how much more this will be reprinted, but my guess is that it might not be because it was already reprinted to correct that pricing error. And I think if that weren't really an issue, it probably wouldn't have been reprinted so much in the first place. So I think that, you know, this product probably isn't going to get that much cheaper. And I know that a lot of people had been wanting to buy this product. Hopefully they didn't buy it for that insanely high price, but now would be a much better time to buy it because it is beginning to creep back up. So I think it probably has bottomed out, but it's not so expensive that you can't get it below MSRP. So I think now is a great time for that product. I was lucky enough to find multiple of these at Barnes & Noble, and I'm a Barnes & Noble member. If you didn't know, you get 10% off any purchase. So I had already bought a few of these for below MSRP, so I don't think I need to add more to my collection. But Darkness Ablaze is a fairly good set. It does, of course, have a Charizard Chase card in it, which, as we all know, do very, very well in the long run. However, this one isn't as stellar as a lot of the other Charizards that have come out lately. It's a bit lackluster by comparison, and there isn't as much else in the set that's super appealing. So personally, I would not be picking up a lot of these. However, I think if you want one or two, now would be a good time to pick them up. The next thing that we're going to talk about is a little bit better. So something else that we all know got reprinted recently is Vivid Voltage. So the Vivid Voltage ETB, I believe, was going for around $80 before the reprint, and now you can get it for MSRP again. So this product also did, I believe, for a brief period, dip below MSRP, but now in TCG Player it is close to MSRP again. And again, the reasoning for this is really the same as the Darkness Ablaze ETB. I think that the product probably isn't going to get that much cheaper, and I'm not sure how much more of this we will see enter circulation. And either way, I think the most it will go down after this is probably like $5, and if it does, I would say that would be for a short period of time. So this is an entry price that I would feel very, very comfortable at, and I know a lot of people want this ETB for the aesthetics, and of course, Vivid Voltage is a decent set because it does of course have the Chonkashu, it has amazing rares, it has the Pink Pikachu V and some other cards as well, so it is a fairly solid set. But again, that Pikachu is really what's carrying the set along, and I do personally really like the aesthetics of this ETB because it is very bold and bright. You know, I think this one is again in a very similar boat to Darkness Ablaze, but for me, I do believe that this is better than the Darkness Ablaze ETB for the reasons we already said. And I would be picking up probably 2 or 3 of these. I actually have 4 in my collection, so maybe I would even be picking up 4 if I didn't have them. However, I was really, really dedicated to staying up till 3 a.m. back in the day to make sure I could get everything at MSRP. I think I got these for a pretty good deal on Black Friday or something, so I was very happy and fortunate with that. But if you missed out on that earlier, now is going to be a good time to get in. And again, I feel like this list is a great reminder of why it can be really, really good to just wait and hold out for the reprint, and also why I am holding out for Evolving Skies. But enough of that. So the second thing on this list is going to be the Sword and Shield base set ETBs. Now these are very cool, and I love and hate when they do 2 different arts because again, it's very nice as a collector because it gives me something extra to collect, and I like having matching sets, but it does also mean that I have to spend twice as much money because, you know, I have to have at least 1 of each, and then I like to have doubles of everything I buy, so I have to have 4 of them really, which is a decent amount for Sword and Shield base set. However, these ones got reprinted a while ago, and the price has slowly crept back up. They went to below MSRP at one point, but now if you look on TCG Player, they are going for around $48, and one of them, I believe, I think it's the Zamazenta, is the least expensive one, I think is $51. You can find them for better prices elsewhere online, and I will, in the description of this video, include a few links if I can find any good deals online for these, you guys. But I've definitely seen them cheaper on eBay, at the very least, I know. And I think you can probably still get these quite close to MSRP or at MSRP if you're looking on the right sites. So again, this is the similar reasoning. It started to creep back up. It's had this massive reprint. Now don't forget, Sword and Shield base set is already over 2 years old. With what we typically know, this likely will not be reprinted. And it's interesting because you look at the booster boxes, they're already going for well over $200. Now, you can get these close to $40, and if you were to buy 5 of them, it would cost you close to $200, and you would be able to get 40 packs. Whereas a booster box is going for maybe like $220 right now, and you'd only get 36. Whenever ETBs have cheaper pack prices than the actual booster box, that to me is a sign that something here is mispriced. I don't think it is necessarily the booster box because again, it's not likely to get reprinted. I think it is going to be the ETB. You can actually potentially find this at retail stores. I saw this at Walmart recently. For the fact that just the pack value in the ETB is currently superior to the booster box, that to me is a great sign. The Sword and Shield base set is actually a pretty good set, and base sets tend to do well. It does of course have the Marnie cards, and it does have a few other quite cool cards as well. So I think that one is a solid option. Now again, the reason I'm particularly recommending this one is because it's over 2 years old. So that opportunity cost is going to be a lot lower. You can skip those first 2 stagnant years, and the prices begin to appreciate much more once a set is out of print in normal circumstances. Obviously, things have been very, very crazy lately, but we can't assume that they always will be. So following normal patterns of behavior, the prices should begin to slowly appreciate on this one now that it is out of print. I don't think this is going to reach crazy high prices, at least not anytime soon. However, I do think, like I said, that this one in particular has probably reached its low point because it's out of print. We've seen the reprint. The reprint was a while ago, and it has since recovered from that influx of new product onto the market. These were also going for a very, very high price before they were reprinted, if you didn't know. So now let's talk about the number 1 thing on this list. The number 1 ETB that I would recommend right now, and that I have actually been buying a few of recently, has to be Shining Fates. I've mentioned this in a couple of videos, but we have to talk about it again. So Shining Fates has a lot going for it. It is a special set. It has baby shinies. It does have a Charizard. The one thing you want to keep in mind though is that a lot of the value in the set is in that Charizard card. However, the pull rates for the other cards are quite good, and it does have a lot of enjoyment. Like, the enjoyment factor on this set is very, very real. When you buy the ETB, you have a guaranteed promo, which I always like to see. And we know that special sets tend to do well. You know, we've talked about this before. We've looked at the data in spreadsheets, and they tend to do well. And I think that that will hold true with Shining Fates. I don't think it's as good as Hidden Fates. However, right now you can get it below MSRP. I have seen it going for below MSRP on multiple sites. So for me, I think that this is a great time to buy this product, like all the other things on this list. That's the key point of this list. We're talking about value here, right? And the best time to buy is when everyone else is selling. So that is right after a reprint. So a reprint is a great time to be buying. And that is why I'm recommending Shining Fates. You can get it below MSRP now. I actually paid MSRP from GameStop a little while ago, but now you can potentially find them for even below that. This one maybe will dip, you know, another couple bucks. However, again, it's a special set, and if it's already going for, say, $46, $47, then I don't see it dipping anywhere below $40, certainly. I would say that, like, you know, $42 to $45 is the absolute really floor I can see for this product. Again, it may get reprinted again for some unknown reason. However, I would say Pokemon definitely has other things that they would want to prioritize more than reprinting this product again. So for that reason, I definitely want to recommend Shining Fates, especially because a lot of people really enjoy this set. So this was one that I know a lot of people want to have in their collection. I really enjoyed opening this set with my friends. So I'm very, very happy to have a few sealed in my collection, whether that is to keep for display purposes, you know, open one day down the road, or also potentially sell if the price does appreciate. So these have been 5 ETBs that I do really like and I think are at a great entry price. Again, you know, there might be products that could outpace these in growth. However, we're talking about minimizing downside risk. There's a lot less risk paying MSRP than there is paying, you know, 1.5 times MSRP or twice MSRP for a product that is still in print. So that's what we always want to emphasize on this channel. And if you want to support my channel, I do, of course, have to plug the Patreon that I have. And we are 4 people away from starting a community portfolio, which I'm really, really excited for. So if you want to help us get there, I will have my Patreon linked in the description. And if you want to support my channel in a way that is absolutely free to you, I will have my eBay and Amazon affiliate links in the description as well, and maybe some other affiliate links if I can find good deals for those products, but I will only post the best deals that I can find. So maybe they won't be affiliate links. Who knows? And I would like to give a massive thank you to all of my wonderful patrons, in particular Mythic Timmy and Pancake Analysis, and of course all of my new patrons. It's really nice to see new people joining us, and I'm very, very excited for what the future holds. Thank you guys all so much for watching. You know, subscribe, like, comment, tell me why these are the worst possible options. I like to hear what other people think. I'll see you guys next time.